Hey Maddie, what are you doing on a Sunday night at 9:30 p.m. when you should be sleeping? I colored my hair. Good morning, YouTube. We have made it to the deep, dark ends of prep. I am currently 3 weeks and 3 days out from my first ever bodybuilding competition. I am hungry, I am tired. It's Thursday, I'm not even sure what day it is. A Thursday anyway. I just had my breakfast, just having a decaf coffee because I already had a normal coffee, and these days I'm just drinking an unreasonable amount of coffees. So today is a high day. I had a high day yesterday as well, so no cardio this morning and no cardio yesterday morning, and then from tomorrow we're back onto the low days. Checked in with my coach yesterday. Everything is moving very smoothly. I put a story on Instagram yesterday saying we have unlocked see-through skin. We have unlocked see-through skin. So yeah, my body is doing what it has to do. There's now 3 weeks to go. I am so excited, honestly so excited, but obviously things have gotten hard. Things have gotten really hard. Today is a leg day. So I'm going to take you through my leg session, and then the plan for the day is to talk about what it takes to get shredded, what it takes, basically what the end of prep looks like, and a few considerations that are important to be made. I did say a few weeks ago that I would talk about the implications of harsh dieting, so I'm going to do that today. Excuse the state of me, but as you can imagine, it's been a long time, so I need to be comfy. So yeah, the plan for the day is now finish up my coffee and then clean up, dress up, and then go train legs, which I am dreading, but I will do my very best. I will film my session for you guys as well. And then when I'm back from legs, we will talk about a few things. It's gonna be very easy vlog today, just a bit of a day in the life. And then next week things will get a little bit more exciting because next weekend I'm picking up my bikini. I can't believe that we're here, honestly. It's been such a long time and I'm very, very excited. Obviously, as you can see, my energy is not great anymore, but I promised I would keep up with the vlogs and with the prep updates, so that's what I'm doing. Don't forget to give it a like already if you want, and I will see you later with my training session. Okay, I'm actually a different person than this morning because, yeah, when I got ready, left the house and went to train, it was just changed. Everything changed. I was super pumped for legs, and actually it was a fantastic session. So big win. I'm super happy with that. So yeah, just finished training. I had my post-workout. Going home now, back to work, and then I'll catch up with you later to discuss the title of the video. Okay, I'm back. So, a few weeks ago, I did mention that I was going to cover this topic because I feel like it's very important to discuss. If any of my clients do watch my videos and are motivated by my stories and motivated by what I do, that's fantastic. However, it is important to bring up that the last few weeks of prep are not super healthy at all. So, a few considerations to make on prep. Obviously, the beginning of prep can be seen just as a bit of a harsher diet, which it's not necessarily dangerous or risky or anything like that. However, as things proceed and they get more intense, things can happen that are not the best. In terms of body fat, I would say that my body was probably fine and functioning and healthy up until 5 to 6 weeks out. However, now we're getting into stage condition, so we're getting to a level of body fat that is not something that you want to sustain. There are a few things that I know that happen in prep that have not necessarily happened to me. However, I will talk about my personal experience just because I feel like it's a good educational subject and it's something very important as well for me to share. The reason I want to have this conversation is because obviously my job is a lifestyle fitness coach, which means I coach people that we establish healthy habits. We want to maybe lose some body fat or gain some muscle mass, but it's obviously the lifestyle fitness community rather than bodybuilding. Bodybuilding is a sport and it can be an extreme sport, especially in prep. I believe that bodybuilding can be incredibly healthy if done correctly outside of prep. So you don't have to prep to do bodybuilding. You can do bodybuilding. I have a few girls who are called advanced lifestyle because I train them as bodybuilding clients. However, obviously they're not prepping for a show. They just have a different mentality. They just want to do a little bit more advanced. For this reason, it's important to consider what happens when you diet harshly. So I'm going to put the prep aside and just talk about harsh dieting, which at the end of the day is what a prep is. So at the end of the day, a prep is a period of time in which you diet, and it's pretty harsh because you have to get to a level of body fat that is not sustainable, that it's not normal, and that is not something that you would normally achieve or normally maintain. So this is the most important point. The body I'm working towards, it's not a body that I will maintain, and it's not a body that I want to maintain because it's not functional. It's not functional for the reasons that I'm going to explain. So number one, menstrual cycle. So this is one of the most common thing that you will see in bodybuilding during a prep, especially the last weeks of prep. This is different for everyone. A phenomenon that occurs in prep very often is called amenorrhea. Amenorrhea is the lack of a menstrual cycle, the lack of a period, the lack of a bleed. This happens when three main factors are in motion: overtraining, undereating, and low body fat. Too low body fat. When these three factors are in place, then amenorrhea can happen, which means that your period goes away. Okay, your period goes away. Why? Because your body is not equipped to procreate, to have children. This is something that happens very often, and then that's why post-show is very important to then recuperate your health and recuperate the body fat that you've lost, even if not all of it, but at least some of it, to reduce the amount of expenditure, which would fall in the overtraining category, and to obviously increase the amount of food that you're eating, the fats that you're eating, and everything like that. So talking from personal experience, I've not experienced amenorrhea as of yet. However, I've definitely experienced changes in my menstrual cycle. This did not appear in the sense that I lost my menstrual cycle, but I was very regular on my menstrual cycle. And actually this month, my cycle has come twice. So it has come at a difference of 18 days when normally I am 28 days. So this already shows how my body is telling me, hey, now you need to stop. okay? Because my body doesn't want to go there. This is a sport. It's an extreme sport. So we're doing something that the body doesn't want to do. We're taking it to a level of body fat that it doesn't want to go. I've been on basically daily cardio for many weeks now. I do about 5 hours of exercise per day. I'm eating an amount of food that is okay for survival. I would need to be eating more for my body needs. So my body's telling me there's something wrong. So hormonally, that shows that we're getting into this territory. It shows that some things are not working as they should. That's the first thing and the first most important thing. So when you diet harshly, which means going into a big deficit, doing a lot of expenditure or overtraining or going to a level of body fat that your body doesn't want to be at, you might experience amenorrhea. This is outside of prep, outside of bodybuilding. This is what happens when you push your body over the limits. Okay. Then again, talking from my personal experience, it's obviously the lack of energy. So my energy levels are very low at the moment. As you saw this morning, I woke up and I slept 8 hours, but I felt absolutely dreadful because my energy did not recuperate. My body is not recovering as it should. And then I got a bout of energy afterwards. And then as soon as I got home, got on the computer, started working, energy levels again went down. So obviously energy level swings throughout the day, potentially mood swings. I haven't particularly experienced any mood swings. Food focus, so always thinking about food, always thinking about the next meal. Basically a fucked up relationship with food. I'm very lucky I've not experienced that. Obviously I've been hungry. I am hungry right now. That is expected, absolutely expected, but I've not experienced a ridiculous amount of food focus. So I'm not constantly thinking about food. And I fortunately have not experienced extreme hunger. Extreme hunger is another thing that people do experience. Not experience that. So I'm hungry, but I'm not extremely hungry. So extreme hunger, it's something out of control, which is not good. And then obviously there's other things like brain fog. In terms of brain fog is something that I thought I would experience because I do have brain fog sometimes. So when basically everything is a little bit confused, you get distracted very easily and things like that. I'm normally someone that has brain fog, and I would say during the prep, not yet. Maybe at this point, a little bit sometimes I get confused. Something I've noticed is that I keep dropping stuff. So in the last week or so, I started dropping things. I'm holding my phone, I'm dropping it. I'm holding something else, I'm dropping it. That's probably the proprioceptors balance. So I'm often out of balance. When I practice my routine, for example, after a few tries, I notice that I kind of knock myself over and things like that. And then obviously other things of harsh dieting, strength and muscle loss. So that is something obviously that I have experienced. It's very, very likely to experience. So obviously my strength in the gym has gone down. I'm not able to lift my normal numbers or what were my normal numbers. The weight, the load that I'm lifting is a lot lower than it was. That's usually an indication of muscle loss or beginning of muscle breakdown, basically because you're not fueling yourself properly, you're not eating enough, therefore your muscles are starting to break down. And that's why we keep the training, that's why I keep the training, to basically maintain as much muscle mass as possible. But as we move towards the end of prep, obviously my sessions will likely decrease in intensity to prevent injury as well. So as you can see, there are a lot of kind of risk factors in this, and I think it was important to cover them, especially the menstrual cycle as well, because people don't know this. Like a lot of lifestyle people don't know this, and it's important to cover because a lot of the time, show days can be very glamorized. You're dieting and you're looking good and you're making yourself up and you're having a nice sparkly bikini and you're having nice sparkly earrings. But at the end of the day, it is an extreme sport. It shouldn't be done with, lightness, and it's definitely not the way to achieve, goals that are sustainable, achievable, realistic. In fact, something as well that I wanted to talk very briefly about, I did talk about it in a couple of vlogs ago, is post-show. So something important to note about post-show as well is that post-show is a very, very important phase, and it's a reverse from your deficit, but it's not like a reverse that we would do in a lifestyle scenario. It's not a reverse where you go and maintain the results that you've achieved. No, it's a reverse in which the focus of it is regain body fat lift the calories, lift the food, eat as much as possible without gaining too much body fat, so without rebounding too much. But at the same time, the goal is to gain the weight back. Okay, the goal is to gain the weight back so that you gain your menstrual cycle back, so that you gain your basic functions back as well, such as what I was saying before, balance, brain fog, energy, etc., etc., strength in the gym, but also strength outside, walking. Right now, walking for me sometimes feels like I'm walking through mud, or walking underwater. I feel like maybe 1/4 of my cardio throughout the end, it literally feels like I'm trying to waddle through mud. And sometimes I'm walking in the street doing my steps or walking on the walking pad whilst I work, and it feels like I'm trying to walk underwater. So try and imagine what that feels like. That is not normal. That's not normal. I thought it would be interesting and important, very important to cover this, especially because the last week or so, I've started receiving a lot of compliments and comments. A lot of people have been telling me, you look amazing, you look great, your body's fantastic, you look like a different person, etc., etc. And whilst I know that all of this 99.9% of the time comes from a great place, comes from a place of support, and I appreciate it, and I appreciate all of the support that I've been receiving, especially these last few days. But at the same time, I thought it was important to bring up the fact that this body is not sustainable, is not healthy, and it's not something to strive for, and it's not something that I will be looking to maintain after. So if you're telling me I look good now, please tell me I look good in 12 weeks time, when the body fat is gonna be a little bit higher and I'm gonna be feeling insecure and everything like that. Jokes aside, I thought it was a very important conversation to have. Anyways, I hope you have a fantastic rest of the day. What I'm going to do in this vlog is I'm going to include a little bit of posing practice I did yesterday. The lighting was really, really bad in Pure Gym, but we take what we can get, and at least there was space in the studio. What I'm going to do now is just simply continue working. I'm going to start editing this video as well. Then my husband will get home, we'll have dinner, and we'll just go for an early night as well tonight. I will catch up with you in the next vlog. The next vlog should be very exciting because I'm going to go and pick up my bikini, and I'm going to have a full staged run through with my bikini and with my jewelry as well in Manchester, so that we can go through everything. Honestly, can't believe next weekend is gonna be the stage run through with my bikini and everything. Also now it's 3 weeks to go, but we have to consider that the last week is peak week, and peak week basically things start going a little bit lower, so the cardio will slightly reduce or reduce completely. The food might come up a little bit more, because basically it's a week where you want to kind of relax the body a little bit, let all of the stress go and the inflammation go, and then you look better on stage. But I'll talk about that when the week comes as well. So we've got 3 weeks to go, probably 2.5 of grind, and I'm super excited. I will catch up with you in the next one.
Disco balls light up the room. All the colors, they look good on you. I'm having a good time, you're smiling, I'm laughing. The night is only just begun. Your eyes on me, that's everything that I want. Yeah, I'm free falling into feelings in the thick of it. It's neat on the way you light up in a sweat. All I wanna do is keep you in my view, dancing around you.